Hello students. So in the previous video I explained you the concept of midpoint theorem, and I told you that when in a triangle, if they have given you that this is a midpoint and this second is also a midpoint, then the line joining this midpoint, let's say this triangle is PQR. I'm just revising the theorem once again. D and E are midpoint. If D and E both are midpoints, then DE is parallel to QR and DE is half of QR. This is midpoint theorem. Okay. And what is converse midpoint theorem? Converse means they have told you that D is the midpoint of PQ and DE is parallel to QR. Both this information is given to you. So you can conclude that E will also be the midpoint of PR. Okay. So this was the midpoint theorem and the converse midpoint theorem. If you have forgotten, just turn your pages, revise that first. Okay. I'll start with question number 3 now. The question number 3 says, DEF are midpoints of the side AB, BC and CA. So there is a triangle. DEF are midpoints of AB, BC and CA. So D is here, D, E, F are midpoints. Okay, so all these 3 points are midpoint. Whenever you mark midpoints, you cannot repeat, like for example, if you use 1 dash here, you have to use 2 here and then 3 here. You cannot repeat them. In an isosceles triangle ABC, where AB is equals to BC, so they have also told you that AB is equals to BC. This information is given. Now they want you to prove that what we have to prove is that DEF is an isosceles triangle. DEF is isosceles triangle. Okay, this is what we have to prove. So let's see how to do it. I'll join this. I have only joined these 2 lines and I'll keep this as dotted line. Why I did this you'll come to know. Draw the diagram also. Now see. Now look at this triangle as this the base. Okay, look at this triangle with AB the base. If you see it like this triangle in this shape, you see E and F are midpoints. If E and F are midpoints, then this EF is parallel to AB and EF is half of AB. Correct? You see the triangle from here. Okay. See the triangle like this. From here it is inverted. Okay. See, generally we keep the triangle like this. This is the base. So you see the triangle in an inverted form where AB is the base. Okay. So if I turn the book like this. So E and F are midpoints. That means EF is parallel to AB and EF is half of AB. Correct? So I'll write that. Statements are important. So E and F are midpoints of AC and BC. Therefore, by midpoint theorem, EF is half of AB. Okay, I'm not writing that EF is parallel to AB because that is not useful in the sum. You can even write that, doesn't matter, but only this part is useful. Now look at this triangle from like this, ABC. Okay, see here also I'll name the triangle. In triangle CBA, I'm naming it like this. Now in triangle ABC, both are same triangles, just I have changed the name for better understanding. So ABC in this triangle, D and F are midpoints. Okay, D and F. So DF is parallel to BC and DF is half of BC by midpoint theorem. Okay, So I'll write the statement. D and F are midpoints of AB and AC. Okay, so by midpoint theorem, I'll write DF is half of BC. Sorry, BC. This is equation 1 and this is 2. Now the important part comes. See, in the first equation you said that EF is half of AB. In the second equation you say DF is half of BC. But in the beginning we are told that AB and BC are equal. Correct? AB and BC are equal. Means this AB and this BC are equal. But I'll write here, but AB is equals to BC. Correct? This was given in the question. AB is equals to BC. If AB and BC are equal, that means EF and DF will also be equal. करेक्ट. सी अगर ए बी और बी सी इक्वल है, मतलब समझो ए बी 10 है तो बी सी भी 10 है. करेक्ट. ए बी अगर 10 है तो हाफ क्या होगा 5. बी सी अगर 10 है तो हाफ क्या होगा 5. दैट मीन्स ई एफ एंड डी एफ आर ऑल्सो सेम. ओके. सो बाय 1 and 2 EF is equals to DF. Correct. So that means in this triangle DEF, EF is equals to DF. These two sides are equal, and if these two sides are equal, triangle DEF is isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means two sides are equal. Okay. So therefore triangle DEF is a isosceles triangle. Okay, we have proved the question very easily. Copy it step by step. Next, we have a diagram here. Now in this question, they have told that ABCD is a trapezium. Okay, trapezium, which AB is parallel to CD. Okay, and P is the midpoint of AD. P is the midpoint of AD, means this point is the midpoint, means these two sides are equal. Okay, and PR is parallel to AB. See, first AB is parallel to DC and PR is parallel to AC. That means in short I can say all these three lines are parallel. Okay, so we have the conclusion that these three lines are parallel. So I'll write here AB is parallel to PR is parallel to CD. Okay, these three lines are parallel. Now what we have to prove is that PR is half of AB plus CD. What we have to prove, you have it. You can see in the textbook the question, what we have to prove. Let's see how to prove it. First, see this triangle. You can see the triangle DAB. In this triangle DAB, you see this line and this line are parallel to each other. Okay, see this PR is parallel to AB, which means you can say PQ is also parallel to AB. See, PR क्या है? ये PQ का ही एक्सटेंशन है. करेक्ट. ये जो PR लाइन है ये PQ से कोई आगे बढ़ा है तो PR बना. तो अगर पूरा PR पैरेलल है AB से तो ये आधा PQ भी पैरेलल है AB से. ओके, बिकॉज पैरेलल लाइंस तो स्ट्रेट होती है. तो ये पूरा पैरेलल दिया है मतलब PQ इज ऑल्सो पैरेलल टू AB. जस्ट राइट इट लाइक दिस. सी, PR is parallel to AB, that is PQ is also parallel to AB. अगर PR पैरेलल है AB को तो PQ भी पैरेलल है AB को. Okay, so we have this one information, and we also know that P is the midpoint of AD. Correct. So see, in this triangle DAB, P is the midpoint of AD and PQ is parallel to AB. तो कौन सा थियरम यूज होगा इसमें? एक मिड पॉइंट दिया है और पैरेलल दिया है, तो बाय कॉन्वर्स मिड पॉइंट थियरम. ओके, बाय कॉन्वर्स मिड पॉइंट थियरम we can say if P is the midpoint of AD and PQ is parallel to AB, Q is the midpoint of BD. Q is also the midpoint of BD. So Q is the midpoint of BD. Correct. I hope you remember the converse midpoint theorem. So अब ये मिल गया conclusion. Q is the midpoint of BD. If Q is the midpoint of BD, okay, so Q is the midpoint of BD. So I have proved that Q is the midpoint of BD. Now I can say that in this triangle, P is the midpoint, Q is the midpoint. That means PQ is half of AB by midpoint theorem. Okay, मुझे पता चल गया P भी midpoint है और Q अभी prove कर लिया midpoint है. दोनों midpoint है तो PQ is half of AB. Correct. So I'll write by midpoint theorem, PQ is half of AB, and I'll mark this as 1. Now I'll solve the second part. Now look at this triangle. In this triangle you see this line QR is parallel to CD. करेक्ट. ये पूरा पैरेलल है, मतलब ये QR जो आधा पार्ट है वो भी पैरेलल है CD से. ओके, अब ये ट्राइंगल उल्टा है. ओके, ये ट्राइंगल ऐसा है एक्चुअली, ये ऐसा. ओके, बट सी नाउ यू हैव टू गेट यूज्ड टू इन्वर्टेड ट्राइंगल्स. हमेशा ट्राइंगल सीधा ही नहीं आएगा, उल्टा ट्राइंगल भी आएगा, बेस ऊपर होगा. ठीक है, तो ये ट्राइंगल की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं, जिसमें दिस QR इज़ पैरेलल टू CD. ओके, बट आई विल कीप द डायग्राम्स प्रॉपर, सो आपको भी इमेजिन करना आना चाहिए. सो दिस QR, तो ये जो लाइन है QR, this is parallel to CD. Okay, so this is known. I'll write QR is parallel to CD and Q is the midpoint of BD. ये भी हमने प्रूव किया, Q is the midpoint of BD. Q is the midpoint of BD. मतलब इस ट्राइंगल में ये लाइन पैरेलल है और ये मिड पॉइंट है, तो इसका मतलब R भी मिड पॉइंट होगा BC का. करेक्ट. सी QR इज पैरेलल टू CD एंड Q इज द मिड पॉइंट ऑफ BD. सो दैट मीन्स R विल ऑल्सो बी द मिड पॉइंट ऑफ BC. यही कॉन्वर्स मिड पॉइंट थियरम है कि एक मिड पॉइंट हो और एक पैरेलल हो तो दूसरा भी मिड पॉइंट बन जाता है. दैट मीन्स नाउ R इज द मिड पॉइंट ऑफ BC. सो बाय नाउ आई एम राइटिंग शॉर्ट फॉर्म्स. ओके, यू ऑलवेज राइट द फुल फॉर्म्स. टू सेव टाइम आई एम राइटिंग शॉर्ट फॉर्म. कॉन्वर्स मिड पॉइंट थियरम, I can say that R is the midpoint of BC. Okay, and once I say that R is the midpoint of BC, R midpoint मिला BC का. अब Q भी मिड पॉइंट है, R भी मिड पॉइंट है, तो आई कैन से दैट QR इज हाफ ऑफ DC और CD. ओके, सी इन दिस ट्राइंगल these both are midpoints, that means QR is half of CD. So I'll write here, therefore by midpoint theorem QR is half of CD. Okay, QR is half of CD. I will name this as 2. So first I found that PQ is half of AB, and then I found that QR is half of CD. Now I'll add these two. adding equation 1 and 2. So when you add these two equations, this left hand side is PQ plus QR. You will have PQ plus QR equals right hand side is half AB plus half CD. Correct? PQ plus QR. Now see the diagram. What is PQ plus QR? ये PQ और ये QR मिलके क्या बनता है? PR बन रहा है. Correct? So PQ plus QR is PR. So in the place of PQ plus QR I will write PR and यहाँ पे half common लेंगे. So what will left? AB plus CD. So यही proof करना था. See the question. This is what we had to prove. Correct? See, understand the approach, how we came on this conclusion. Okay, so now how do I got the hint that I have to prove this? See, AB और CD चाहिए था, AB plus CD. So AB इस triangle का base था and CD इस triangle का base था. So I came to know that I have to use these two triangles. And PR चाहिए था, तो PR PQ और QR से मिल रहा था. तो मैंने पहले PQ और AB का relation find किया, then QR और CD का relation, and then I added them. Okay. So first copy this part, draw the diagram, and then copy this part. Pause the video and copy it down. Question number 5. They have told that ABCD is a trapezium where AB is parallel to CD and M and N are midpoints. These are midpoints M and N of the non-parallel sides. See, in trapezium, these are called parallel sides and these are non-parallel sides. Okay, in trapezium always one side is parallel to each other. They are not there, their size is not same, but they are parallel to each other. Now whenever you have this type of figure where you have a trapezium and the midpoints of trapezium are joined to each other, this type of figure always know one formula. Okay, you have to use that formula directly. They have not asked you the derivation of the formula, although derivation is there in the textbook of that, which the formula which I am giving you, the derivation is there in the textbook. You can find it in solved example 6 if you want to look at the derivation. It is around solved examples 5 or 6 I think in your textbook. What is the formula for these type of questions where you have a trapezium, midpoints are joined like this? So the formula is what we proved here. See, we proved this in the previous question. So the previous question was this, where you had these two lines were parallel, okay, and you proved that this line which is passing from between PR, this line PR is half of AB plus CD. Okay, this part which we proved in the fourth sum is actually a formula. Okay, so whenever you have a question, whenever you have a diagram like this where you have three lines, this middle line PR is half of this AB plus CD. Okay, this middle line is half of AB plus CD. Always remember this. Okay, so they purposely gave the fourth sum so that you prove the formula, and now you use the formula in the fifth sum. Okay, so here Mn is half of AB plus CD. So I'll directly write MN is half of AB plus CD. The same derivation which we did in the fourth sum is also there in the solved example. Okay, so remember this, whenever you have this type of diagram, you write this formula. Okay, now based on this formula, the question is, in the figure given below, shows trapezium ABCD. First question, they have told find MN if AB is 11 and DC is 8. AB is 11 and DC is 8. So what, just copy this formula and substitute the values, that's it. So MN is half of AB is 11 and CD is 8. So MN is half into 19, that is 9.5. Okay. Second part of the question. Now they have given us, they have asked us to find AB. DC is given as 20 and MN is 27. This is the information given. Again use the same formula. Okay, formula will remain the same even if they are asking you to find AB, formula will remain the same. So MN is half of AB plus CD. What is MN? MN is 27, is half of AB is not known and CD is 20. So cross this 2 will go here. 54 is equals to AB plus 20. 20 will go here and get subtracted. So 54 minus 20 is AB. So AB is 34. Okay. Now this time they have asked us to find DC. MN and AB is given in the question. This formula is same, they are just changing the values. So MN is 15, is half of AB is 20 through 23. This 2 will go here. So 30 is equals to 20 through plus CD. 23 will get subtracted. So CD is 7. Okay. So this type of question, whenever you have MN is half of AB plus CD, use the formula, substitute the values. Easy. Question number 6. The question says, the diagonals of a quadrilateral intersect at right angles. So there is a quadrilateral. And diagonals of this quadrilateral. See, quadrilateral means any four-sided figure. Okay? That does not mean quadrilateral, does not mean it's a rectangle or a parallelogram or a square. It means any four-sided figure. Okay? So they are saying that the diagonals of the quadrilateral intersect at 90 degrees. So this angle is 90 degrees. Let's name the quadrilateral. And they have told that prove that the figure obtained by joining the midpoints of the sides. See, by joining the midpoints, the figure obtained by joining the midpoints of these sides. Okay, so I'll join these sides. I'll join these sides with the blue pen. So basically we have to prove that this figure which is here is a rectangle. We have to prove that this figure here is a rectangle. How to do that? Now see. First we know the information given is that P, Q, R, S all are midpoints. We had done a similar sum before. So let's see this triangle first. A, B, C. This triangle. Okay, cover this part. See this triangle. In this triangle, P and Q both are midpoints. Okay, P is a midpoint and Q is a midpoint. Both are midpoints. That means PQ is half of AC. Correct? By midpoint theorem, PQ is half of AC and PQ is parallel to AC. Correct? So I'll write here, in triangle ABC, P and Q are midpoints of AB and BC. Okay, P and Q are midpoints of AB and BC. Therefore, by midpoint theorem, PQ is half of AC and PQ is parallel to AC. Okay, let's name this 1. Now take this triangle, the upper triangle. Cover this part and see the upper triangle. Here S and R are midpoints. Correct? This S is a midpoint and R is a midpoint. So SR is parallel to AC and SR is half of AC. Correct? So in triangle ADC, S and R are midpoints of AD and CD. So by midpoint theorem, SR is half of AC and SR is parallel to AC. Correct? I'm getting this. Now if PQ is half of AC and SR is also half of AC, ठीक है, अगर समझो AC 10 है तो SR 5 हुआ, और अगर AC 10 है तो PQ भी 5 हुआ. इसका मतलब PQ और SR सेम है, बिकॉज PQ भी AC का हाफ है और SR भी AC का हाफ है, तो इसका मतलब PQ और SR सेम हुआ. करेक्ट? सो आई विल राइट फ्रॉम 1 and 2. See this, PQ is half of AC and SR is half of AC. From 1 and 2, PQ is equals to SR. Okay, so I have proved now that this side PQ is equals to this side SR. And also PQ is parallel to AC, SR is parallel to AC. So that means these both are also parallel. Okay, see these two lines are parallel, these two lines are parallel, and these two lines are parallel. That means this and this line is also parallel. Okay, and SR is parallel to PQ. So whenever in a triangle, in a quadrilateral, if you get that two sides are parallel and they are equal also, okay, if two sides are parallel and equal, you can say that this is a parallelogram. Okay, or I had told you that, see, once you find that these two sides are equal and parallel, similarly you can take this triangle and you can take this triangle. Correct? And you can prove that SP is half of BD, RQ is half of BD. So therefore SP and RQ are parallel and equal. So you don't have to do that again, you just have to write similarly. So I'll show you. So you just have to write similarly. SP is equals to RQ. Keep looking at the diagram. Draw it in your textbook or in your notebook, sorry, and keep looking at the diagram. SP is parallel to RQ. So if these both are parallel and equal, these both are parallel and equal, that means PQRS is a parallelogram. Okay, so we have proved that PQRS is a parallelogram, but what we have to prove ultimately is that PQRS is a rectangle. Okay, so there is only one difference between a rectangle and a parallelogram. In rectangle, all angles are 90 degrees. Okay, so if I prove any one angle as 90 degree, my job is done. Okay, so let's see how to prove this. See, for that you must know what is corresponding angles. I'll tell you what is corresponding angles. See, if two lines are parallel, this angle and this angle are equal. Okay, the angle these two lines make with a standing line are always equal. This is called as corresponding angles. Okay, similarly this angle will be equal to this angle. Okay, these are called corresponding angles. So in this question, you see these two lines are parallel, AC and PQ. So if this angle is 90 degrees, okay, this angle will also be 90 degree, or better it is to take this angle. Wait, if this angle is 90 degrees, this angle will also be 90 degree. Correct? Corresponding angles. See, this is a straight line. If this is 90, this will also be 90. Okay, and these two lines are also parallel. Okay, see, this line and this line is also parallel, and that is, if this angle is 90 degrees here, this angle will also be 90 degrees. Okay, this is called as interior angles. Okay, or you could have done it by using two corresponding angles also. See, first thing, one which I explained you now is that this is 90, this is 90 corresponding, and these two are equal, interior angles. Okay, or you can do it like this also. If this angle is 90 degrees, this angle will also be 90 degree, corresponding angles, and if this is 90 degrees, this will also be 90 degrees. See, these two are corresponding because of these two parallel lines, and these two angles are corresponding because of this and this parallel line. Okay, so by two corresponding angles you can say that angle R is 90 degree. Okay, so either use this or you can use this method. Any one angle you have to prove as 90 degrees. Okay, so what I'll do this one, which is easier. Okay, so I'll write the statements here that this angle was already 90. Okay, let's name this point as O. So, and this point as X. So angle BOA is equals to angle OXA, OXS. Reason is corresponding angles, and here angle OXS is equals to angle QR or angle R. Just write angle R. Okay, so this angle OXS is equals to angle R here. For both, the reason is corresponding angles. Okay, so that means therefore angle R is 90 degrees, and once I get angle R is 90 degrees, I can say that this figure is a rectangle. Therefore quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle. Okay, copy this part first. Then copy this. Okay, now after this I'll do some selective sums first, which are very important. Then we'll complete the remaining part of the exercise. Let's do the seventh sum. Seventh sum is a small sum, not so difficult. Question says LM are the midpoints of side AB and DC of a parallelogram ABCD. So first of all, there is a parallelogram ABCD. This is how a parallelogram looks like. L is the midpoint of AB, so L is here, and M is the midpoint of DC, so M is here. Prove that DL and BM trisect the diagonal AB. What they are saying. Now we have to prove that DL and BM these two lines trisect the diagonal AB. Okay, let's name these points X and Y. What they are saying us to do that, prove that DL and BM trisect the line AC. Trisect means divide into 3 equal parts. So हमें प्रूफ क्या करना है कि ये 3 पार्ट्स जो है ना ये इक्वल है, ये हमें प्रूफ करना है. ओके, सो सी AX, XY और YC इन तीनों को इक्वल प्रूफ करना है. सो वी हैव टू प्रूव दैट AX is equals to XY equals to YC. Okay. Now, how to do this? First of all, you know that ABCD is a parallelogram. Parallelogram means opposite sides are parallel. And opposite sides are equal also. See, in a parallelogram, write this property if you do not know. In parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. Okay, in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So that means AB and DC are parallel and AB and DC are also equal. Okay, so let's say अगर AB 4 सेंटीमीटर है तो DC भी 4 सेंटीमीटर है. Okay, अब L is the midpoint. L is the midpoint of AB and M is the midpoint of DC. Okay, so ये AB जो है अगर 4 सेंटीमीटर है तो ये दोनों 2 और 2 सेंटीमीटर होगा. करेक्ट. AB 4 सेंटीमीटर है तो DC भी 4 सेंटीमीटर है, मतलब ये भी 2 सेंटीमीटर और ये भी 2 सेंटीमीटर हुआ. करेक्ट. तो इसका मतलब ये जो BL है और ये जो DM है ये दोनों इक्वल है. ओके, सी मैं कंक्लूजन कैसे कर रहा हूँ, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. ये पूरा साइड का हाफ ये है, ये पूरे साइड का हाफ ये है, तो ये और ये इक्वल हुआ. क्या BL and DM are equal. So how to write that? See, BL is half of AB and DM is half of DC. But AB is equals to DC. AB is equals to DC. So if AB and DC are equal, or CD you can say, then BL and DM are also equal. Therefore, BL is equals to DM. We got this as equal. अब इसका फ़ायदा क्या? And one more thing, AB is also parallel to DC because this is a parallelogram. So ये जो पूरी लाइन है AB is parallel to DC. So अगर ये पूरी लाइन parallel है तो हम कह सकते हैं कि जो BL है और DM है वो भी parallel है. ओके, सी पैरेलल में कैसा होता है, अगर ये दो लाइंस पैरेलल है तो इनके जो आधा पार्ट है ना लाइंस का, अगर मैं सिर्फ इतना सा पार्ट लूँ, सो दिस हाफ पार्ट इज़ ऑल्सो पैरेलल टू ईच अदर एंड फुल पार्ट इज़ ऑल्सो पैरेलल टू ईच अदर. ओके, सो कभी भी ये पूरा लाइन अगर पैरेलल दिया है तो इसका मतलब आधा आधा पार्ट भी पैरेलल ही होगा. ओके, So I'll write here, and AB is parallel to DC, that is I can write BL is parallel to DM. So this line is parallel to DM, BL is parallel to DM and BL is equals to DM also. तो ये दोनों चीज़ प्रूव हो गया कि ये दोनों पैरेलल भी है और ये दोनों इक्वल भी है. तो अब इससे क्या होगा? सो फ्रॉम 1 and 2 we can say that BLDM is a parallelogram. ओके सी, याद रखो पैरेललोग्राम प्रूफ करने के लिए क्या करना है? सिर्फ वन पेयर ऑफ ऑपोजिट साइड्स मस्ट बी इक्वल एंड पैरेलल. अगर आपने इनको इक्वल और पैरेलल दोनों प्रूफ कर लिया तो दैट मीन्स दिस इज़ अ पैरेललोग्राम. ओके, हमने क्यों इसको पैरेललोग्राम प्रूफ किया BLDM को? व्हाई डिड वी डू इट? बिकॉज वंस वी नो दैट BLDM इज़ अ पैरेललोग्राम, आई कैन से दैट दिस लाइन एंड दिस लाइन आर पैरेलल टू ईच अदर. ये जो लाइन है दे आर पैरेलल टू ईच अदर. ओके, सो अब इसका क्या यूज़ होगा? देखो, टेक दिस ट्राइंगल फर्स्ट, दिस ट्राइंगल ABY. ओके, आई एम सॉल्विंग इट लाइक दिस year and year so that the diagram is visible. In triangle ABY, L is the midpoint of AB and XL is parallel to BY. So this L is the midpoint, XL is parallel to BY, means X will also be the midpoint of AY by converse midpoint theorem. Okay, so L is the midpoint of AB and XL is parallel to BY. Therefore, by converse midpoint theorem, X is the midpoint of AY. Okay, so this X is the midpoint of AY. अगर X midpoint है मतलब हम बोल सकते हैं कि AX और XY सेम है. midpoint होना मतलब इक्वल पार्ट्स में डिवाइड करना. दैट मीन्स AX is equals to XY. That is AX is equals to XY. We have proved this. Similarly, take this triangle. Okay, in this triangle M is the midpoint of CD and MY is parallel to DX. Okay, so in triangle DCX, M is the midpoint of CD and MY is parallel to DX. Okay, see, copy the diagram in your textbook so that it is front of you, and whenever I am writing this sides, you have to immediately see in the diagram that this is MY, this is DX, and they are parallel to each other. So midpoint भी है and parallel भी है. That means Y will be the midpoint of XC. Correct? See, one midpoint and parallel. So by converse midpoint theorem, Y will be the midpoint of XC. So by converse midpoint theorem, Y is the midpoint of XC. Okay, Y is the midpoint of XC. That is, if Y is the midpoint of XC, it means XY और YC equal है. Correct? XY is equals to YC. Now, इन दोनों को हमें क्या मिला कि AX और XY इक्वल है, XY और YC इक्वल है. इसका मतलब ये तीनों इक्वल हुए. AX is equals to XY, XY is equals to YC. So in conclusion, from this 3 and 4, from 3 and 4, I can conclude that AX is equals to XY is equals to YC. Correct? Therefore, AC is trisected. Trisected means divided in 3 equal parts. Okay, this is what I had to prove in the end. So copy the sum Copy the first part, pause the video and copy it. Then copy this part, then this. Okay, and finally this is the last. That's it for today. We'll do the further sums in the next video. Thank you.